Sika, and young corner Sika, the MPP, Kyei Mensah Bonsu. Amania Watoma, the Kennedy Agyapong, no so Sika, and young corner do Sika MPP party. No, Wakabiaka home. But the new bro on the critical knowledge and mesro so be subscribe me o subscribe ya click the notification no me the video be atuma be hunu atimi ahwe so that dey be ameka no say agro wo paso no eno na yedi ana yes na dey kan mati am for ncheme anope ya nso no president Mahama energy are utua insurance 1000 cedis I so betu 1150 the 15% VAT to insurance so me baso me full video amount me checks be on it so me the way twem ti me baso abaya amount ti mo pen from 1 July ya ye betiti data so no nyomo tande beto so ye VAT insurance mon life so the 15% VAT beto so me chere ho in the subsequent video by yanko MPP in some so Kyei Mensah Bonsu, former MP, Swami, one of the leading voices when it comes to MPP, especially in Parliament. Ijuma Udi, minority leader, majority leader, ni adian. But then I'm not to MPP in same. And the first shot, Watchoma Kennedy ni say, enami wosika, and I'm to women MPP. And I'm not to say, Abranti, and no kwasika ni adi party no. Na 2023 Bawumia contributed substantially to the MPP campaign. It's a young one always got party.
You see, if you look at our party's constitution, qualification for the position of a flag bearer, presidential candidate, it says you should have been in the party for at least 4 years and be in good standing in the party. It means that maybe you have paid your dues and so on and so forth, right? These are the two major qualifications. But beyond that, governance is not about somebody saying that I have money to do this, I have money to do that. Because let's face it, no single individual can finance the electioneering campaign of any political party. That's why he was talking to them about his own resourcefulness. And that the last election that we held, his own contribution as a flag bearer was enormous, much more than any other person. That is not to say that people didn't help. Some people helped, some people contributed. But then he did much more than any other person. Again, if you listen to him, he recognized the potentials of other people. And he says that if you give me the mandate, because wisdom does not reside, or intelligence does not reside in the mind of one person, I'll still need to tap into what my other colleagues have, so that the vision that we shall define for the party will be a shared vision for all of us. But above all, you are looking at the competence of the person, you are looking at the integrity of the person, you are looking at the character of the person, you are looking at the ingenuity of the person to be able to really raise the fortunes of this party to the level that we all cherish to be. And that person is no other person than Dr. Bawumia.
Yes, so that is Kyei Mensah Bonsu near Wakaso no owie no and I say amanfo ye ne say Bawumia say BBS 41% or the BBNC in the next election Bawumia will take MPP to victory.
In 1996 election, he garnered 39%. This man garners almost 42%. So how do you describe it as unfair? In 1996, we had moved from we had transitioned. Rawlings was the president when Kufuor contested him. He garnered 39%. And don't forget, even in Parliament, in the then 200-member chamber, we only were able to secure 61 seats, which was just about 30%, right? Today, we are about at the same level. But he garners 42%, right? And if somebody, President Mills, when he first contested President Kufuor, he obtained 43%. This man has 42%. He had 43%. The following time when he contested, that was 2004, he raised it by just 1%, from 43% to 44%. But in 8 years, he was able then to cross the 50% plus one, right? If Mills was successful, he can also be successful. But he mentioned something that Nobody has ever contested once and won for the party, either NDC or MPP. Nobody has ever contested just once, apart from just two people, Rawlings. He was transitioning from the military regime to civilian administration, and he had been in power for close to 11 years at the time. Then John Mahama, he contested the first time and won. He won because of the sympathy that he had after the transition of President Mills. So it was more or less he continuing the unfinished term of President Mills. That's how come when he presented himself, he was able to win. Beyond that, nobody has ever done. But when he himself stood, he lost and came back and won just the third time. After two times in 2016 and 2020, he came back 2024 to win after the third try.
So you are a very experienced politician, and this will be my final question. Coming to join Dr. Bawumia on this ticket, I mean, there are other people you were in parliament with who want to run again, but you think Dr. Bawumia is the best option. What are you going to be telling Ghanaians in the next election for them to be convinced that Dr. Bawumia's ticket will be a best ticket to lead Ghana?
When we get there, we'll talk about it. But don't forget, in 1997, when we first went to Parliament, the same scenario is playing out. When we first went to Parliament, Kufuor was not in Parliament. You remember? Kufuor at the time rose to contest him. Dr. Preku showed up to contest him. Alhaji Malik, Alasan Yakubu, they were all members of Parliament. He came to contest Kufuor. Kufuor was not a member of Parliament, and yet he won. History is going to repeat itself.
Yes, so that is Kyei Mensah Bonsu. And now, so no, you're Brian Agyapong, also or Presbyterian, or call the moderator of the Presbyterian Church. Any could di kasubum, e could di nkomo, any idea because of the nisuya hunu, and any nisuya hunu, niswa di hun, and the vision to become president for Ghana no. Atuja na baby okwasoro na so okọ na okoshi omuni ade ono nso okọ en kakra odi jayen enie.
The leadership of the Presbyterian Church, tell us what it was about.
Well, thank you very much. I am a product of the church, a servant of the church. A month ago, I set up an exploratory committee. A week ago, they brought me their report. We've reviewed the report. Largely aligns with what I set out to do. There were a few things that I also have to align with the party and then with the aspirations of the country. But as said, the important point is that the conclusion of the report suggested that there was a need to have a different candidate that can galvanize the party, unite the party for victory. There was also a need for that candidate to be able to demonstrate and give a hope to the young people of this country that through their vision, they're able to create jobs for the youth of the country, provide security, and revamp the infrastructure of this country. And so, with that said, a decision has been made that I will contest when the party opens nominations. But to do that, as a product of the church, it will be a disappointment per my tradition for the moderator of the church or the Presbyterian General Council hears it for the first time on radio. So before a formal announcement is made, I thought it was wise to come and inform the General Council and the moderator of the Presbyterian Church that this is what I have set out to do. And so when they hear the announcement, then that is it. But most importantly, though, to seek the blessing, I want to start with God and then finish with God. The journey, I'm a politician. We know how treacherous the political journey can be, and God is a requirement for a journey like this and a requirement for life. And therefore, I needed to see the church and seek their blessing and prayer and continuous prayer whilst I start and embark on this journey.
Yes, so MPP in some way they catch us say idea what person me musa yo. But what that I'm trying to say is that the most topical issue is largely what we discuss, and that will be what we discuss. Near baby ye be at na makase no. Me pay data no, na ma pay time, na me no watch it because on the critical analysis channel our reports are unbiased. We say the facts, we speak our opinion strongly, and we defend same strongly. And me that's a pan say we share. Be say that be American message say obesho mo see e dia ma me na answer no. Subscribe mame na click the bell notification. Me the video be atuma ube hu no atimi ahwe bi me hian ana Ghana nso yan. Message so obesho mo see e dia ma me pa. Bye bye.